So the ones who've been following me this entire year, you know I've been very high on the Brooklyn Nets even before they got James Harden. I said they would start the season 8-7, and then they would cruise through the Eastern Conference playoffs in 15 games or less and make the NBA Finals. Well, we are 15 games through the season, so I wanted to give my take on the Brooklyn Nets so far. They're 9-6 right now, so I was one game off for my preseason prediction. All right, no problem. But you know what the talk is going around? Should the Nets trade Kyrie Irving? Because it's pretty safe to say James Harden in the Brooklyn Net uniform is working really well. The duo of Durant and Harden right now is among the best in the NBA. They look phenomenal. Durant effortlessly scoring as usual. He looks like his MVP self. He hasn't skipped a beat one bit. James Harden getting his point guard form back. He's still dominating the basketball, playmaking. All he has to do is get those turnovers down, and he's going to be a top point guard in the league. Yes, point guard. But the Kyrie Irving situation, should the Nets trade him? Stop it. Relax. As of right now, no, they should not. Kyrie, we know, went missing in action, missed 6 games. He will be back tonight against the Cleveland Cavaliers. But no, just because we see that Harden is working and Kyrie had some drama does not mean they should go and trade him. Kyrie Irving is a top 3 scorer in this league. One of the best ISO scorers, if not the best ISO scorer in the league. He could take you off the dribble, finish under the rim basically better than anyone. Stop on the dime in the mid-range and pull up. We know he has that 3 ball. He's a killer in the clutch. No, the Nets should not trade Kyrie Irving. This regular season is nothing more than an experiment for the Brooklyn Nets. Talent for talent, they are head and heels above the competition in the Eastern Conference, without a doubt. The Nets need to figure this thing out within the next 6 weeks before the trade deadline. See how it works. If Kyrie still got drama, if there's still something not going right with him, if this trio really isn't working, then you want to trade Kyrie for bench pieces and try to get your team deeper and then roll the duo of Harden and Durant. Sure, that's totally fine. But to count out Kyrie right now is a little extreme and ridiculous. It's a thing in the NBA. It's a common theme. We see players create drama throughout a regular season. It happens. It's a part of the NBA. And Kyrie, we see, is always in the front of that usually. But no, don't trade him yet. He's too talented. He's too skilled to just give up right then and there. And that doesn't mean force a trade. If something on the table comes about towards a trade deadline and you want to trade him to get a deeper roster, sure. Me personally, if you've been following me, I've always been a believer in a great duo than a big 3 that's a top-heavy roster. I'd rather have 2 stars and a deep bench. I feel like that is your best way to win a championship because usually when you have a big 3, the 3rd star will always get thrown under the rug. His production is going to decrease simply because only one guy can have the basketball. The basketball can only be scored so many times and be in one guy's hand at a time, like I already addressed. That's the thing. So to count out Kyrie, not yet. If something comes about by March 25th, then we could revisit this conversation. But you have to experiment what this big 3 could do because that is just too much talent to give up. People need to stop overreacting right when something goes wrong. We've seen this movie too many times in this league. If you've been following this league for years and years and years, we've seen drama. And then once the playoffs come, the great ones, the great teams can flip a switch. Kyrie's proven to be one of the most clutch players in the league, hit one of the most clutch shots in NBA history. That's not a guy you just give up on. Do I support what he did, skipping 6 games or whatever, going missing in action for no one knows the reasons why? No, I don't. I really don't. But that's not the point. Things are going to happen. This is a players' league, a star-struck league. When you need your stars to come through, you're going to want them around, no matter how much drama they gave you during the regular season. Because you know during crunch time, Kyrie Irving is going to be that dude. If things still aren't right with him, if he's still creating drama, if the Nets aren't figuring this thing out on March 25th, then I would say trade him for bench pieces. But right now, pump the brakes. It's too early to say that. You have to see what this big 3 could do. Because some people are trying to say there's potential. It's going to be one of the greatest big 3s of all time. I wouldn't go that far just yet. But you have to experiment it. It's the regular season. The Nets are in the East. Playoff seeding is not anything that they should be concerned about. Making the playoffs is something that, of course, they are not concerned about. All that matters is they have it figured out ready to get into the postseason. That's all that matters. Pump the brakes, see how this thing goes up until the trade deadline. Then you can make the decision if you want to trade Kyrie Irving. That's what I think on the Brooklyn Nets as of now. Let me know in the comments what you think about the Kyrie drama, how Harden's fitting in with the Brooklyn Nets, and what the Nets should really do with Kyrie Irving. Thank you again for watching my content. If you haven't already, make sure you follow me on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube for more of my content.